Hello and welcome back on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me again for my first sentence TBR. If you're new here, hi, my name is Cece. Thank you for stopping by. My monthly TBR is a little bit differently, simply because I am not talking about the books that I am going to read. I'm talking about the first sentence in the books that I'm going to read, and I'm going to try and predict the rating according to the first sentence. If you like to, I challenge you to do this along with me. Listen to the first sentence and then think about what rating you would give it. I would totally be interested. Put it down in the comments below which ones you would be interested in, which ones you would be reading according to the first sentence, or which ones completely turned you off. If after going through it with me, you want to know which book it is that I'm talking about, it is in the description box below. I also considered in future, but not this month, to potentially have to read it in the order how I predicted the ratings. So I would have to read the 5-star ratings first and then go down to the, I think I never was lower than a 2.5 star. But that's not possible this month because I have a couple of book clubs on my list that are in the first half of the month, so I need to read them this week. Okay, let's dive into it because this list is not getting any shorter. So let's start with number 1. In November 1994, I entered hotel room in ... the dusk of late autumn broken by streetlights that flickered against the window. I am assuming that somehow sounds like the only nonfiction that I might have on my TBR. And lately I have really enjoyed the nonfiction picks, so I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. I think this is going to be good. Also, this time I had to do it myself and I tried to type it blindly while not remembering what this is. So I hope that I typed it all up properly. It's 4 a.m. That is an interesting way to start. So number 2 is it's 4 a.m. I'm just going to give this 4 out of 5 stars. I think that this sentence says nothing and I have no idea what's going to happen and what this is going to be. But it's crisp, it's sharp, and I have no clue what to expect. And I think I gave not enough 4 stars in my prediction. Cece ran his fingers across the thick canvas, inspecting one of the greatest works of art he had ever seen. That does not rub me the right way. This seems a little stiff. It sounds a little, it could be historical fiction that I enjoy, but somehow I'm not getting the most interesting vibe. Let's give this 3 out of 5 stars. Number 4. And if I forget to count, I hope you can count for me. I do not have time today to edit it in a way that I can put in the numbers, so please forgive me. This is number 4. It is important when killing a nun to ensure that you bring an army of sufficient size. I like this. This has a fantasy feel, but it has a very brutal, grimdark fantasy feel. We're talking about killing a nun in the first chapter. I like it. Let's give this 4.5. I'm confident with this one. Number 5. From the window wall that could be seen was a receding area of gray. This could go either way. It feels a little bit more formal, a little bit more reserved. Let's give it a 3.5. I feel like there's potentially this could be a grower. I so would love to hear what your predictions are on these if you feel very differently on any of the first sentences. 3 things happened the week I found out. Now I think I already had this on last months TBR. At least this feels like I know this. I've already judged this before, but I have no clue how. And this is always like, I know that at one point I'm going to be called out for like, last month you gave this a 4-star and this month you're giving it a 2-star. What has gotten into you? Why are you judging these so differently? Well, I'm judging these so differently because it's a different month and I feel differently and my reading mood might be differently and I might hear something differently in this first sentence. So I like this. I'm going to give this 4 stars because I feel like it gives me enough that 3 things happened. It gives me enough of a teaser that I found out something the week that I found out. What have I found out? What's going on? It gives me a teaser that I want to read the next sentence more than the one before. So that's why I think this is going to be a 4-star. I think now we're on to number 7. Cece had been in a body for 28 minutes and it still felt every bit as wrong as it had the second she woke up inside it. I almost dropped it all. I'm giving this 4.5. I like being in a body, the body switch kind of thing. This could be a number of different books that I'm reading. This could be either the fantasy shapeshifter kind of thing. It could be the robot kind of thing. And all of them is like, yes, I'm into it. I'm into somebody being in somebody else's body and it feeling wrong. This could even be a 5-star. You know what? Let's give it a 5-star. Let's go there. Let's just go all the way. Number 8. At least I believe we're at number 8. Mom, can I go see the stars? Yes, you can, and this will be a 4-star because I want you to go see the stars. I like this. It feels like this could be a coming of age, or this could be the pre-story. It has an outlook. It has adventure already written all above it, and I'm here for it. Cece's widow in the Southern California city of ... had become a prostitute. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 stars because this also gives me enough of a teaser. Somebody had become a prostitute, so ooh, shady potentially. We're talking about a widow. Wait, Cece's widow? Somebody's widow, so I'm dead? I'm dead. Ooh, okay, let's put it at 4.5 because that just brought it to a whole other level. And I believe that I had this last time as well, and I might have stumbled across the same issue last time. I feel like it's coming back to me now. Okay, next one. While enthusiasts and detractors will continue to empty entire dictionaries attempting to describe or deride it, authenticity still remains the word most likely to stir a debate. The word most likely to stir a debate. Whew, this is a tough one. This feels a little snobby because well, it feels very like, oh, I'm an activist, or very, I know better than you, because we're talking about the word authenticity stirring a debate. It's like somebody would bring that up if either an activist and they're a know-it-all, or they're like, oh, I'm such an academic and nothing's really authentic when we think about it. It kind of gives me that vibe, and I'm not here for it. Let's give this the lowest rating so far. I'm probably dead wrong. Let's give it a 2.5. Probably dead wrong. I think that was number 9, so we're now at number 10. Let's try and speed this up. The ship had been destroyed 5 days before. Before what? Before we're starting the story, before something happens, 3.5. It gives me a little bit of a something happened before. It gives me enough to be interested, but it does not give me, ew, this is gonna be a 5-star vibe. Number 11. Mama believed that the full moon was the most fertile night of the month and that everything she touched held God's power. Ooh. Let's give this 3.5. I think that this might potentially be a surpriser for me. Hold me to that. So I think that this one, the first sentence sounds like, no thank you, I'm not interested. And then it might potentially develop into something where I'm proven wrong and I actually really like the story. I actually really like the narrator because it's the mother who is on that level that I wouldn't want to follow. But if this at all, it sounds like this could go in a paranormal way that I do not like, but this could also go in a completely different way, like historical fiction, where somebody is doing something in spite of their mother or something. So this could go either way. Hold me to it. 3.5. And I'm probably dead wrong. The entirety of ... compound was in a state of panic. And are we at number 12? I believe we're at number 12. So we're starting out in the book in a state of panic. So we're going to be right in the action. I usually like the writing style of people putting us right into the action. And I am going to give this 4 out of 5 stars. Just because we're starting with the action. Number 13, if I can ever pick it up. I hope we're at number 13. My lord, Cece said, hovering in through the window. That's a weird one. So how can you hover into a window of a lord? Where's the security system there? I'm not sure how to take this one. And I'm like questioning what type of story this could be. It sounds fantasy-ish. I do think I'm intrigued about the security system not being there. Let's see if I remember that question when I'm reading this. I'm going to give this 4.5 because that security system is probably going to, that part of the story is probably going to give me the win here. It could go the other way if it's like adult fantasy, but benefit of the doubt here, benefit of the doubt. Everything happened really fast. Okay, so now we're going to be right in the action as well, but I have a feeling that in this case, potentially, it might actually not feel fast. But I have a good feeling about this. Telling me that everything happened really fast in the beginning should potentially mean that we have good pacing. Let's give this 4 stars. And I definitely have lost count now. Help me! This is the story of French champagne, but it didn't start amid the splendor of a countryside chateau. 2.5? I am bored reading the first sentence. Why do I have this book on my TBR if I'm bored with the first sentence? They've drunk their drinks and sung their songs and it's time for them to head home. I like this. Is this going to be a fantasy? It gives me fantasy feeling somehow. Let's give this 4.5 as well. It's the beginning of it saying we're done. Let's get home, but something happens. Come on. I am what they call in our village a one who has not yet died, a widow, 80 years old. This sounds like it could be historical fiction, I feel like, and I feel like I have already had that before. Let's give this 5 stars. Let's just throw one out there. A widow, 80 years old. I like that, and I like the wording of one who has not yet died. That gives me a feeling of an interesting culture where you're like, oh, you're already a goner if we really think about it. So I like it. I like it. last time I might have given it a 2.5, but today I like it. I am ready for it, and if I already had this, it means I haven't read it before, so maybe this is the month where it's happening. Come on, CC begged. Yeah, I'm begging. Do I like somebody begging this month? I feel like it's not the best first sentence for me to be interested. I feel like this could potentially be boring. It really depends on the second sentence, on the rest of the paragraph. Let's give it a 3-star. I'm not getting the best vibes of this. Cece let his cigarette burn to the filter without taking a drag. So why would you do that? Why would you smoke and then do that? So why does somebody do this? Because they're preoccupied with something, because something's happening. Nobody would do that because they're cool, right? I don't think so. Give it a 3.5. It feels like a weird way of writing. I might potentially not enjoy the writing style as much. Yeah. Cece leaned forward, even though she knew it made no difference. Okay, I like this. 4.5 immediately. Because we are in a micro movement, leaning forward, even though I know that I'm not making a difference. So why would I do that? Is it a habit? Is it a tactic? Is it why? I want to know, why would you do that? It kind of intrigues me in the right way. I'm gonna miss the draft. The draft? What draft? Is this a dystopia? Like a draft for the Hunger Games? Is this a draft like a wind? No, that wouldn't be called a draft. So what do you really miss? Or like in sports, I know that I have like a sports book on my TBR. Let's give it a 3.5. I'm not really sure why you would miss the draft, so this could get interesting, but I'm also already a little bored. So let's see. Was beautiful, comma, once. I like it. Means it is a city, and I blanked it, so I don't know. I have no way of knowing which book it is, because theoretically it could be something that immediately lets me know what book it is. I'm going to give it a 4.5. I think we have quite a few 4.5er. I don't think I have time to count them this time. Yeah, 4.5. ... was beautiful, comma, once. It gives us an outlook, a little bit of a higher level view. Let's step back and see this from a different point of view. It has a nice history, but now it doesn't. It might be destroyed. We might have had war. We might have... Yeah, it intrigues me. As you can see, it intrigues me. So, a few more to go. Lying on her blanket-strewn queen-sized bed, the one she'd once shared with ... Cece dreamed. Yeah. Lying on her blanket-strewn queen-sized bed, the one she'd once shared with ... So that's another name. Cece dreamed. I'm kind of liking it. I think I'm going... This is between 3 and 4, but I don't think it's going to be a 3.5. Let's give it a 4. It has this... when something has a foreshadowing vibe, like this has a vibe, like a mellow vibe, but something's is waiting around the corner. You just don't know it yet. It's coming for you. You'll see it's coming for you, but you go on dreaming right now. That's the vibe I'm getting, and I'm liking it. I was bent over a cappuccino, carefully moving my milk pitcher to etch a design into the foam when Cece burst into the cafe. That kind of bores me. Let's give it a 3-star, because the writing style isn't awful at this point, but it bores me. It feels like little city, blah. That's what it feels like, blah. Sterile white walls surrounded CC once again. That sounds like I'm in an asylum or in a psych ward or something. Sterile white walls could be a hospital. It could be like I'm in a prison kind of situation, and I'm liking it. But also the writing style doesn't feel strong by starting this way. Let's give it a 3.5. 3.5 because I'm liking the genre that this is hinting towards, but the writing style doesn't feel strong. I dropped one! Cece looked up from the stove and smiled as her friend deposited her handbag on the hall stand and shrugged off her jacket. That feels a little bit domestic boring in a way. I don't know if you can follow what I mean by domestic boring. I'm going to give it 2.5. It just gives me this like domestic urban housewife kind of vibe that I might be bored by quickly. I had just begun to peel the potatoes for dinner when my oldest sister Cece came in, her eyes far away and very tired. Is she on drugs? Is Cece on drugs? Far away and tired. She might be. She might be. I am saying 3 stars. It's kind of blah. The writing style is kind of... Why is she tired? But do I really care? Not yet. Give me more. And this is where it happened. This is what I like. We're immediately in the action again. Let's give this 4 out of 5 stars. Ooh. And the one that dropped is Dead Apprentices Tend to Tarnish a Man's Reputation After a While. I do agree. They would. And I'm liking that style. It sounds like a funny style and I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars because I'm ready for that kind of writing style that's kind of funny and just not as serious. I do like a lot of historical fiction that's serious right now, and then I like the fun in between. It's the same last month. I had a lot of these kind of historical fictions, family drama kind of style that I enjoyed, and then having the an absolutely remarkable thing with a fun writing style on the team was just perfect balance. So I'm hoping that this book gives me that writing style. This is it. I know that I have one more book that I couldn't do this with because it's for a book club that I have that wasn't picked yet, that wasn't announced yet. So there's one more book coming. And as always, I will most likely not get to all of them because that would be crazy. But I'm hoping to get to as many of them as possible. If you don't know me, well, it's because I cannot run out of a TBR. And if you want a little hint what's on my TBR, look at that shelf, because the books up to there, everything in there is on my physical TBR. I have a lot of ebooks this month. I have a lot of ARCs this month. So the shelf is rather empty, but you see a few pics back there. Yeah. Maybe try to match them. What do you think? Which first sentence matches with these books? If you can actually see what the books are. Anyways, I'm super excited to hear what your thoughts are. Which first sentence did you like? Which one did you not like? Did you do any ratings that are differently than mine? Let me know. I'm super interested, and I hope to see you again real soon. Before you leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe. Bye.
Just loving